peace, love, and positivity, right? Positive duck. You know what I mean? All of that. Welcome back to another episode of God Concept Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Pagan. Thank you all for joining me today. Um, you know, I like to first and foremost say, no matter what journey you're on, be thankful for that journey. No matter what journey it is you're on, no matter how tough it gets, no matter what you're going through, no matter what's your stature in life, right? Just always appreciate the journey you're on. You know what I mean? I got some water boiling. I really wanted to start this after I got my hot water, but yeah, a lot of positive things going on. I don't want to speak too much about that on my podcast. I don't even know the name of the episode that this is going to be titled. I just got a message. Um, but yeah, I guess a lot of people are fed up. A lot of people are fucking fed up, just downright fed up with a lot of things that have been going on that they've been fed up. You know what I mean? Look at Trump and Elon Musk. They've been fed up with federal employees not doing their job. I mean, it's sad that the good federal employees who deserve to keep their jobs got fired. That's sad. But the ones who were literally, holding position, not really helping people, answering phones and hanging up, um, taking lightly situations that citizens are placed in, like myself and my family. Mm, you deserved it. You deserved it. You had it coming. I've been told you it was coming, you know? Bite your fucking bottom lip, clean out your office, and go sit on a fucking dildo, you know? That's basically what you told the citizens a lot of times when they called and needed help with things and they had concern with things, issues in their family, life threatening issues with their families. A lot of people like to point out, like Elon, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. You know what I mean? This is the state of fed up. You know what I mean? That's why I gotta keep positivity duck with me, man. I'm fed up. He fed the fuck up. But he gotta be positive. Somebody gotta be positive, right? People talk about Elon and Trump like they doing such a bad job, you know what I mean? And it's like, I mean, things happen for a reason, you know. I'm not in a political party per se, you know what I mean? I'm not with all of that, but hey, man, people do what they gotta do. You know what I mean? Things happen the way they have to happen for reasons. You know what I mean? If you're holding office and you're not doing your job, or you know, whatever position they hired you for is no longer available, whatever special assignment or activities division that you were involved in is no longer around, right? If that division was no longer around, how could you keep your job? What special activity were you involved in, right? What division were you involved in? All of that is kept under wraps. That's why a bunch of these federal employees were fired, right? To wipe under the rug or sweep under the rug the special activities that they were involved in, right? We like to look at espionage like it just happens abroad, but espionage happens here every day in our own backyard to us as civilians. We allow it to happen, right? We love our devices, we love our gadgets and gadgets and gizmos. I'm all wired up, I'm teched out. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love it. It's my thing. You know what I mean? I love the VR headset. I did DJ sets in VR. You know what I mean? It's something that you can get into and it's entertaining. It's a learning tool. It's a tool for exercise, physical life, everything. Some people use it for their sex life. Go fucking figure. You know what I mean? You jacking off to big ass fucking, replica of somebody you always fantasize to be about being in a room with, you know what I mean? One of the girls on X videos or something you always fantasize about seeing or whatever. You get a fucking movie screen full of ass on her, you know what I mean? That's neither here nor there, but man, you know, I'm still fighting my fight. If you've been watching any of my podcasts, if you care, if you're one of the very few people out there who really care, right? You know what I've been going through, right? And it's tough. You know what I mean? It's tough, I required therapy and had to figure out how to therapy myself, be therapeutic to me. You know what I mean? Had to teach myself to, you know what I mean? Do therapy with myself. That's why I keep a notepad a lot of times because I write things down, this and that, things, thoughts that I have. So this way I can come to them later and process those thoughts from a position that's not so close to how I'm feeling about that thought at the moment. You know, I try to make every decision or have every conscious thought come out of a place of logic and reasoning. You know what I mean? Even in the midst of whatever's going on. That's why sometimes things happening around me and people might look at me like, oh, he's sitting there thinking, oh, you know what I mean? It's not that I'm being hesitant or something like that. I'm just thinking about the moment. I'm thinking about why is this person reacting this way and why is this happening that way? And hold on, if you know what I mean, like what's like I wish I could at that point, I wish sometimes I could just hit a pause button. Because sometimes like based upon the way the environment is moving and the way people are moving and the way things are being said and the way things are looking, you'll know the outlook. And sometimes it's eerie because you'll know what's about to happen or what's about to move and oh well this is about to go there. That's about to happen. Oh well I'm doing this. So guess what? In a couple seconds, somebody's going to be knocking on that door, this or that, or oh, I'm doing my podcast, or somebody. Got to slow down. I got to slow myself down. That's why I learned how to do self therapy and things like that because my mind runs 1,000 miles a minute, 1,000,000 miles a minute is the right proper saying. But you know, I take it one day at a time, man. I take it one day at a time because, like everyone knows, this fight that I fight is way bigger than me, way bigger than me. Um, it's way bigger than most of us, all of us, really, because I fight this fight for not only me, but for you as well. When I first started putting up posts about this and about that and what I was worried about, I had no idea it would spin into all of this, right? But in the same token, it's like, you know, if I was paid attention to, if somebody would have actually, gave me an eye, then maybe things wouldn't have got this far. Things wouldn't have got so, crazy in my life, and I wish I had help so things couldn't have got so crazy in my life and in my children's life. That's the main thing right there, my children. Oh my God, what they're dealing with, what their mother's dealing with. Because a lot of times we don't take into account the things that we're going through and how it's going to affect this one and that one and this one and that one. And a lot of times that's what people count on. When people's doing wrong to you, they count on you to be, either crazy enough to go off the deep end and, hurt yourself or others of that, or sane enough to restrain yourself from actually chasing them, sane enough to say, oh no, I couldn't possibly win this fight. I couldn't possibly stand up to these type of foes and win. I couldn't possibly manage to make it out of this situation. You know what I mean? Because we never do the due diligence and really, you know, search for more. You know what I mean? Acquire more. Don't just take no or shut door or hung up phone call as being the end all be all. You know what I mean? Because it's not. It's not the end all be all. Actually, it's the beginning. It's the beginning of you learning the way around. You know what I mean? When those emails get denied and you find back channels and you figure out, oh, well, this ain't the email to send this letter to, so I gotta send it to this email, and just doing your research on this and that, you can get a lot of things figured out on your own. Quiet as kept. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I will, right? I will. Knowing that, I'm gonna spark my J. I'm gonna tell you what, I changed a lot. Big Sean came out with a song. I think it was Kanye West and Big Sean where they said one man could change the world, and they really can. Because I did a lot of things that changed the world for a lot of people. Some people's happy about that, some people ain't. That's not my problem, neither here nor there is not my problem at all. You know what I mean? My task was to do what I did, you know, even when you go into the transcripts, because the transcripts of everything that happened is recorded somewhere. So one day when somebody could, look back at this in hindsight and see the things that were said and how it transpired, they'll see, there's some real legendary shit I did. I changed a lot of shit in music, in people's hearts and minds, in publishing, in becoming an author, in fighting the system, and standing up to secret orders and you know, man, somebody got to do that. Somebody got to show that all American citizens, right? Because that's what I am. You know what I mean? Regardless of whatever else I am. At the end of the day, I'm Mark Pagan. I'm here. I'm an American citizen, and we're not to be fucking trifled with. We're not to be fucking trifled with. You know, the land of the free, the home of the brave. You know, my Philadelphia Eagles won the fucking Super Bowl. Love hurts. Love hurt me all my fucking life. I've had to deal with that hurt. I had to deal with that pain. In spite of all that, I remained loyalty. I remained loyal. I remained, who I was. I maintained my fortitude of gold, my heart of gold, my fortitude of gold. You know, that's what we got. We got the gold this year. I got the gold because whether you paid attention or not, I set the goal. I set a lot of bars. You know, they're really going to set a lot of bars based on the investigations I did in a lot of different ways. They're going to set bars, you know, upon, the steps that I took to make changes, you know. And like I said, I just want everything to have a peaceful resolution. I want to get the fuck paid. You know what I mean? I need some compensation for this shit. I still haven't been compensated. My back hurt. I'm traumatized and shit. You know, I'm, you know, I'm going through all types of shit, man. Where's Captain? Listen, I don't even Captain Morgan. I need a shot. I'm gonna go get my tea. I'll be right back. Hold on. I should have turned the music up. I got Whitney Houston playing in the background. I'm at a friend's place. I appreciate anybody and everybody who helped me out. You know what I mean? In the midst of me not having nothing. I was able to acquire what I needed, you know, um, use resources that I needed at times. Sometimes, resources wasn't available, was very scarce, but I appreciate anybody and everybody and everything that's been there for me in the midst of me going through something. You know what I mean? And that's, you know, I just appreciate you. That's all I'm gonna say. You know, sometimes I see the slight in it though. I'm gonna go ahead and say that shit too. I'm gonna be real. Sometimes motherfuckers, help out and maybe, want some slight spike shit. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? You gotta respect it. You know, the motherfucker helping you out, but he being snotty. It's like, all right. It is what it is. But it's still all love, you know? It's all love, you know. You know. See, I'm not the ungrateful type. I've never been the ungrateful type. But at the same time, you know, if you feed me chitlins, are you really feeding me something that I like? I don't like chitlins. A lot of people don't like chitlins, right? My friend, they don't like chitlins, right? So if you tell me if you got all this other stuff to eat that's delicious, but yet and still you want to give me the scraps, right? Like the ancestors and shit, right? When they fed them, they gave them scraps. Are you really like, is that really love? Like, are you really helping me, or are you hurting me more, or are you just like trying to embarrass me in some type of way? You know what I mean? And it seems like sometimes the help comes with some type of embarrassment attached to it, some type of, belittlement. You know what I mean? And that's something heavy to deal with, it weighs heavy on your heart, physically and literally. You know what I mean? I mean, well, physically and emotionally, you know. It's a deep thing, man. It's a deep thing that I had to learn. But you know, everybody's gonna be well. You know what I mean? Anybody who was laid off, who they seem to be fed up with, not doing a job or doing a job incorrectly or whatever, doing a job and not doing a job. They got pensions. They got pensions. See, when I went through all this shit, my pension got stole somehow, right? But these people that got laid off, these people that the federal people, they got pensions and stuff they're gonna fall back on. They got a lot of things that they're gonna fall back on, and they're gonna be well off. They're gonna be taken care of. Anytime a billionaire lay you off, they're not gonna lay you off and just leave you shitless. You know what I mean? They're gonna lay you off and give you something in return. You know what I mean? At least I would think so. Mm. Well, what else did I want to talk about? There's so much to talk about, man. My past, my prior, my now, my new beginning, my future. You know what I mean? The future's looking good. I've been talking to some great people. I've been doing some great things in a realm of acting. So this go along right along with everything else that I've been doing, and that's what I'm saying. I've been blessed because I've been shifted in this direction. You know what I mean? All that I went through, it makes me the perfect candidate, to be in a film or be in somebody's, you know, film or TV show or whatever, because I can act. I got a lot of experience and emotions to really draw from. So I said, why not? I signed up for something and I'm getting some acting courses and I made some wonderful friends. I got some wonderful information on how I could, invest and not have to, try to work while I'm trying to pursue my acting thing, how I could invest and things like that and, you know, really get the silver lining out of life, if you will. And I put an emphasis on silver lining, and you can get that silver lining very quickly. You can get a quick silver lining, if you will. You know, um, dealing with investing in minerals like silver and gold, things like that. So, but yeah, as far as acting go, man, it's gonna be far as I know, it's just adding on to that repertoire. It's just adding on to that repertoire because I already got author under my belt. You know, author. What's the other one? Artist, author, and actor. So artist, author, and actor, publisher, producer. Self-published. So I've been building that resume more and more, building that resume more and more, man. And I gotta pat myself on the back. You know what I mean? Because these are the same things that I'm going to encourage my children to do. So this way they don't gotta, you know, why go through all these scenarios in life, right? That you draw from, that you get every day in life, right? Why not, you know, make these scenes that we actually live in life mean something and put them on the silver screen, on a big screen? It's funny. Silver screen. I just thought about that. But yeah, man, it's all about that. It's all about getting those precious minerals out of yourself. You know what I mean? Getting those precious minerals out of life. You know what I mean? And showing your children, the ones that you're leaving behind, the legacy, you know, your legacy, how to live their life and be truly free. You know what I mean? Are you really free? Is freedom what you really want? Or do you rather just keep chasing behind something that's really not, you know, not for you? Everything's for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody has a thing that they have to do. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, but some people are forced to take a different way in life. And if you can't see that that was the way I was forced to take in life, this path was, I'm gonna use the term right now. The path that I'm on, I was nudged this way. You know what I mean? I was nudged onto this path. So forgive me. You know what I mean? Forgive me if you don't like the path that I take. Forgive me if you think that I took the path of whatever. You know what I mean? Some people could call me a hero. Some people could call me a coward. Some people could call me this. Some people could call me that. But what you will say is that I stood on my fucking business at the end of the day. Damn right. That's what the fuck you will say. You will say that nigga Mark Pagan Jr. stood on his fucking business at the end of the day. I don't care how you felt about it, whether you thought I was right, wrong, and different, whether you got hurt from me standing on my business and letting my truth be known. Hey, case Sarah Riddle, motherfucker. You deserve it. If you was involved with a big ass scheme that fucked my life up, that ultimately fucked my children's life up, that fucked my mother's life up, or whomever, right? If you was bringing evil about and it got uncovered, unveiled in the midst of me fighting for my family, fighting for brothers, sisters, and whomever, whomever I'm fighting this for, fight for, because there was a lot of people affected that I don't even know about in many different ways, mentally, physically, and spiritually, in many different ways. If I helped you, I'm so grateful I did. You don't have to thank me, right? But if I hurt you from me, fighting this fight that I had to fight, then that was on you and it's not personal. It may feel personal because you tried to fuck me over and I fucked you over, but it's not personal. It's not. It's not even business. Actually, I don't know. You know, it's just something that had to be. It's spiritual. It's not personal. It's not business. It's spiritual. It had to happen. You know it had to happen. I know it had to happen. So just deal with the repercussions. That's what people do. What? Y'all looking at me like, you see the positivity, Doc? You know what that mean? I ain't got no repercussions. I ain't go My repercussions is the fucking journey I had to take for all this shit to get resolved and everything. And I'm still taking steps and measures. I still got to do research and study because I still got a lot of fight ahead of me. So yeah, ain't no repercussions for me. I hope I hope nobody tries to, you know, see repercussions happen to me, whether that be jail time, whether it be this or whether because when you have the truth on your side, right? When you have that truth, the truth is the light. And the truth will come to light every time, you know. Anybody with truth on their side could walk with their head high, held high in the midst of whatever darkness they're going through. And in the midst of all of these situations and all of this that I've been going through, right? I've held my head high. Even if you see me walking down the street with my head held low, it was probably because I was in deep thought, having deep reverence about a thought that I was having, because my thoughts be doozies. Oh my God, if y'all knew the things that ran through this motherfucker cranium, sometimes it's more like revelation or something for me personally, um, because they're my thoughts. But yeah, I hold my head high, man. I hold my head high no matter what path that where my journey takes me. Homelessness, having no money because I'm never broke. All that broke shit is out the window. You're only broke when you're broke spiritually. When you're broke mentally. When you're broke physically. That's when you're broke. When you don't have no money, you're not broke. Money really doesn't mean shit. And that's why I appreciate good friends that I've made because they're going to show me how to not ever need money again. You know what I mean? In various different ways, So, you know, I'm just taking measures to change my life. If I change my life, then I change my future's life. And my future is in my children. My future is in their future. You know, that's where my future lies, in their future. That's what they go through so much. This means I have to do more. I have to really do more. I have to fight bigger battles. A lot. It sound like somebody walking out there with some big ass rubber boots on. Sound like somebody getting a duck walk on out there. Yeah, man. I'm gonna continue too, man. I mean, even though I'm fighting all this, and I'm gonna tell you, that's another thing. All this shit really took away from my creativity. You know what I mean? It took away from the works that I've been putting in. You know what I mean? Because, man, I got songs that should have been something fire, but they don't sound as good as I want them to sound. I have to go back and touch those songs up. I got books that I've written that's not really up to snuff, and that's okay. I'm fine with it being put out. You know what I mean? I'm ready. And a lot of shit that I put out, I wasn't even supposed to put out. It just got put out because I was in a rush to put a lot of shit out. So it's like I got to go back and touch a lot of things up. I'm not in a rush to do that. You know what I mean? I don't mind having it there imperfect, you know what I mean? Imperfectly perfect right now. You know what I mean? You get to laugh at it and you know what I mean, bid on it or whatever for right now until I come back, touch it up, and then make you motherfuckers go, wow, oh, that's what he was going. Oh, I see what he was doing. Oh, you know what I mean? But some of my shit, like, I mean, most of my shit that I listen to, because I'm my biggest fan, right? I'm the biggest fan of Mr. Pagan, Mark Pagan Jr., right? A lot of my shit I listen to is fire. I mean, like, if I had everything set up like I wanted to, I would have my music playing right now. I got some Billy Joel shit playing on the TV right now. That's not my music, but it's playing. right? But man, a lot of my shit is fire. I listen to my music and just be like, wow, to imagine I did this pro bono, solo, dolo. You know what I mean? Mm, it is inspiring. You know, watching others create, it's inspiring, man. You know, mimicking my creator, man, is inspiring. So Elon Musk must be going to start, you know, because they say men is from Mars, women is from Venus, right? So Elon Musk must going to start population of men on the Mars, right? So one of my jokes was, I bet you the national anthem of Mars is going to be the YMCA. It's fun to sing it for YMCA. It's fun to sing it for. I don't know. That was one of my jokes. Elon Musk got Mars and shit. He gonna populate it with men. National anthem gonna be YMCA. That was funny. Little joke I came up with. I'll come up with one for Venus, right? Sometime. But yeah, but man, you know, I heard on the bright side of, you know, shit transpiring in the federal bureaus and all that type shit, federal service people. I heard they getting a new team together. That's pretty good. You know, I hope they do right by me, by the other citizens. You know, you got to be more accountable, you know, for what, you know, special activity divisions is doing and things like that. Got to be more accountable for that. So, yeah, it's a lot. I know there's some good bud. Some good bud. You know, I had a revelation. I don't know if you can see this. Right. That's a little drawing I made. Right. Can you see that? All right. The revelation is that you see, all right, like when you think about the Holy Trinity, right? They say it's the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. I say it's the mind, the soul, the mental, the physical, and the spiritual, right? That's your own personal Holy Trinity. Even though the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost may be a, you know, Holy Trinity of you know, of your conception, but your personal Holy Trinity is your mental, your physical, and your spiritual, right? Hence this, right? Because what this depicts is the spiritual, the mental, and the physical fortitude, fortitude. Now, the halo right here is your spiritual, your mental, and your physical fortitude, right? Now, do you see these crosses, right? They represent the crosses that Jesus was crucified on and others that, you know, that went to trial or got tested, right? Because we all get tested in life, right? So my revelation is, right? The fortitude is there, right? And the cross is there, you know, when things happen, you know, it's like in life, we all gonna have tests. We all gonna have everybody's gonna be tested with everything, every evil there is to be tested with, right? That's the cross, right? You nail yourself to that cross based upon how many times you fall victim to those wicked ways, those wicked temptations, those wicked thoughts and deeds. Now, some of them is a slow burn, some of them is a slow killer. You know what I mean? Right? crown of thorns. You know what I mean? That's a bleed that you don't really die from too fast. You know what I mean? That's a bleed that you die from slowly, right? When your mental fortitude is just, you know what I mean, to the point where it's agonizing, right? To even think, to even feel, to the point where you got to dope yourself out, right? That's that cross you have to bear there, right? That's the mental. The spiritual fortitude, right, is something that you build, right? But it can be broken, right? Because all three has to be in line, right? That's the goal. So you can have that golden halo of fortitude. Because ultimately, like when we talk about halo, right? Even when Beyonce talked about, I could feel your halo, 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 halo. Hit me like a ray of sun, burning through my darkest night. That's not my best, but you know what I mean. She talking about these halos, spiritual halos, mental halos, physical halos. If you could preserve these halos, don't get me wrong, everybody's going to be tested and you're not going to pass every test with flying colors. I hope I got this phone turned the right way because I would hate for this whole video to be upside down. But anyway, if you, I forgot where I was going, but that's basically what I was getting at. It was like an idea that I had, that I wanted to break down real quick. But yeah, man, it's deep. Um, oh yeah, because the picture, this is a picture that depicts, multiple crucifixions happening. And I believe that, this is more like a metaphor for this, you know what I mean? Showing different depictions of crucifixions in different ways. It's like, what is this all about? Does everybody that did everybody that was crucified have on a crown of thorns, or did just Jesus have on a crown of thorns? Everybody was crucified a little bit differently, and I think that the messages and the different ways they were crucified, was also a metaphor for why they were crucified on that cross. You know what I mean? What was their burden to bear? You know what I mean? Because the cross is a burden. You know what I mean? And it's one that you have to bear. If you're not fortified in your mental, spiritual, or physical fortitude, you know, it's just a little something I wanted to get y'all. See, that's where my mind goes sometimes, you know what I mean? And it's like, I really have to expound on that. I gotta let y'all know that, you know what I mean? It's a deep wavelength I be on. Like I can have this whole conversation and this whole podcast and not even have a guest on because guess what? I'm guest starring myself, Mr. Pagan. I'm the star, I'm the co-host and the host. And, I try to give you the most when I can, if I can. But yeah, I'm not going to keep this podcast going too long, you know, drawn out. I just want to say, I appreciate everybody out there. I appreciate, um, for you listening to my things because, oh, that's another thing. I've been, checking on my music and stuff like that. And I see that people around the world is listening. You know what I mean? It shows that, you know what I mean? It might be uh 10, 20, 30 listens here, there from different cities or whatever. 100 listens here, 100 listens there from different cities around the world and across the country and shit like that. I appreciate you. I appreciate you listening to my music. I appreciate you, having me in your heart and just appreciating what I created. You know what I mean? Because I fucking appreciate it. I appreciate it if you don't appreciate it, right? Because who's going to appreciate it if I don't appreciate it, right? But the whole thing is, I appreciate that you appreciate it, period, point blank. My books, man, let me touch on that. The most touching thing with my books was when I wrote Nature's Features and I put it up on Amazon and Kindle for sale. I noticed that a brother from India, somebody from India, it could have been a man or a woman, but somebody from India purchased my book. You know what I mean? The first copy I think I ever sold on Amazon Kindle was in India. And that made me so fucking proud. You know what I mean? That a book that I wrote, that I dedicated, that I put together, in tribute to my grandmother, you know what I mean, to make her proud and so many reasons. And that book was a part of a collaboration project that I did once again solo by myself. The album, Nature plus features, the book, Nature's features, the artwork, everything was a combination, you know what I mean? A whole piece. So I appreciate them for understanding that and getting that because, when I seen that book sell in India, I also noticed that I was getting some album plays over in India for that album that, for that collaboration, project that I did. Couldn't package it together the way I wanted to because I didn't make any physical packages for it to put the album together with the book and things like that, even though that's a future project that I have to put together, right? Um, but where was I going? But right. But the whole thing is, man, I appreciate the fuck out you. I appreciate you if you ever supported me. Bottom fucking line. You know what I mean? The podcast, just keep watching. Just keep watching, just keep watching. As far as the acting goes, right? I'm a novice, I'm a noob. Um, you can find me. You know what I mean? I got I'm building my acting resume, right? Apparently I could use my podcast, my music and music videos and different things like that to build my acting resume. So if you see me and you got a movie that you want me to do anything, shoot me a sign, a message, let me know what you got for me. As long as it's not bullshit. I'm not dealing with no fraudulent, no nutty shit, and I need money up front because yeah, nigga got bills. I'm trying to work. So yeah, y'all got parts. I'm looking to be casted, you know what I mean? I'm looking to do some auditions, looking to get my motherfucking feet wet. You know what I mean? Get the toes damp a little bit. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um yeah, I got my own little hangups about, I got my own little shit that I'm nervous about when it comes to, getting involved with this field. You know what I mean? I have to be a lot more sociable. I have to be out there a lot more, you know. I have to, just want good vibes. That's all I'm gonna give people. So that's all I'm asking for people, from people. It's good vibes, good energy. You know what I mean? Don't treat me like I'm no fucking nut on your set. You know what I mean? I'm gonna let you know that right now on this podcast. Don't treat me like no nut on your fucking set or none of that shit. I'm not going for it. Um, don't, you know, and what I mean by that is just, treat me right. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people they like to push you around and shit like that because they know that maybe you in a place in a desperate place or whatever. Um, yeah, I just don't want to be treated like that. So yeah. Other than that, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in to God Concept Podcast. I've been your host, Mr. Pagan. Catch you later. Peace.